Ever feel like you're just drowning in advice on how to look your best? Yeah, you're not alone. So in this explainer, we're cutting through all that noise. We've taken the best, most practical tips from a bunch of top online guides and boiled them down into one simple blueprint for a real transformation.
All right, let's just get this out of the way first. We've all been told, right, looks don't matter. But you know what? The guides we've been digging into, they make a pretty strong case that, well, maybe they do. And look, this isn't about being vain. It's about how you feel about yourself, about that little boost of confidence that changes how you walk into a room. So where do you even start? I mean, you could go out and spend a ton of money on fancy products and things that promise a miracle overnight. Or you could try the approach we're going to talk about today, just building simple, powerful daily habits. And honestly, the message we kept seeing over and over is that real change, it's not about some grand gesture. It's built in the small stuff you do every single day. Okay, so our blueprint starts at ground zero, the foundation, and that means we've got to start from the inside out. Seriously, before we even think about stuff like skincare or workout plans, we have to get the basics right. We're talking about the fuel you put in your body, because honestly, that's what powers every other change you're about to make. So check this out. It's pretty wild how one little thing can mess things up so much. The sources we looked at literally call processed sugar a slow poison for your skin. Here's how it works. You eat a bunch of it, and it starts this chain reaction that just wrecks the collagen in your skin. You know, the stuff that keeps it looking firm and young. And the result? You start to look tired, older, you just lose that glow. The good news is, the fix is super simple. Just start swapping out those sugary drinks for things like fruit. All right, so cutting back on sugar, that's a game changer for sure. But what's the one thing, the most underrated secret for getting incredible skin? I'll give you a clue. It's not some crazy expensive cream you have to buy. In fact, you've already got it. Yep, it's sleep. I know, it sounds way too simple, right? But while you're getting those 7 to 8 hours, your body is literally in a factory cranking out that same collagen we were just talking about. That's what tightens your skin, helps with dark circles, and gives you that awesome healthy look. Seriously, all our sources agreed on this. Good sleep is the best free skincare product there is, period. Okay, so once that internal engine is running smoothly, it's time to work on the structure itself. We're going to build on that foundation. And by structure, I mean your physical frame. We're talking everything from your posture and height to building a solid physique. You know, a lot of us think height is just settled. It's all in your genes, and that's that. But that's not the full story. As you can see, yeah, genetics sets the stage for sure, like 60 to 80% of it. But that other 20 to 40%, that's influenced by your lifestyle. Think about it. Diet, sleep, exercise, these things matter. The main point here is that you actually have some control in helping your body reach its maximum potential. So how does that growth even happen biologically? Well, it all comes down to these things called growth plates. Think of them as these soft, active zones at the ends of your long bones. And as long as they're still open, which is usually through your teens, your bones can actually get longer. And what flips the switch on those growth plates? It's this super important hormone called human growth hormone, or HGH for short. Your body naturally pumps this stuff out when you're in a deep sleep and also right after short, intense workouts. You can basically think of HGH as the project manager for growth and repair in your body. So naturally boosting it, that's a pretty good idea.
And that's where these kinds of exercises come in. Now, let's be super clear about something. These exercises aren't going to magically make your bones longer after your growth plates have closed. That's not how it works. But what they do is create the absolute perfect environment for your body to be at its best. Things like hanging decompress your spine. Stretching helps you stand up straight. And something like a jump squat can help trigger that HGH release we just talked about. The real goal here is all about posture and alignment, making sure you're using every single inch of height that you naturally have.
But, you know, height is only one piece of the puzzle when it comes to your physical presence. Our sources kept coming back to something that's maybe even more impactful. One of them said it perfectly. A strong physique is the ultimate makeup for men. Think about it. When you focus on building that V shape, you know, broad shoulders, a strong back, it just completely changes your silhouette. It makes you look powerful and confident no matter how tall you are. All right, so we've got the foundation dialed in, we've talked about the frame. Now it's time for the finishing touches, the polish. These are those little but super high impact details in your grooming and hygiene that really pull the whole look together. Let's talk skincare for a second. And the big message here is less is more. Seriously,
You can just forget about those super complicated 10-step routines you see online. All the guides we looked at agree. The most effective skincare routine only needs 3 simple steps.
And it really is this simple. Wash, moisturize, and protect. That's it. A gentle face wash, a light moisturizer, and sunscreen. That's your entire core routine. And trust me, being consistent with just these 3 things is way more powerful than using a dozen different products every once in a while. Oh, and here's a great little pro tip we picked up. Always use cold water on your face. It helps keep your skin tight and looking fresh.
Okay, get ready for a hygiene fact that might actually blow your mind. We all assume that bad breath comes from our teeth, right? Well, nope. Turns out that's not even the main culprit. A crazy 70% of it actually comes from the bacteria that's just hanging out on your tongue.
So what's the fix? It's simple. Clean your tongue. It takes like 2 seconds, and it makes a huge difference in your overall hygiene. It's one of those tiny habits with a massive payoff.
Let's finish up this section with a few quick hitters, the absolute non-negotiables. These are the details people always notice. Keep your nose and ear hair trimmed, keep your fingernails clean, and for the love of God, stop touching your face all the time. But here's a really fascinating one. Try to breathe through your nose, not your mouth. The sources pointed out that being a chronic mouth breather can actually change your facial structure over time, and not for the better.
All right, we have covered a lot of ground. What you eat, how you sleep, your posture, your grooming. But listen, none of that advice means a thing without the final, most important ingredient, consistency. This is the part where we turn all this knowledge into real, actual action.
And to make it super easy to get started, the guides laid out this simple 7-day Kickstart challenge. Look, the point here isn't to become a totally new person in 1 week. That's not realistic. The goal is just to build momentum. Each day, you just add one new, easy habit. By the time you get to day 7, you've stacked them all together and built the foundation of a powerful, new routine. It's about starting small to win big.
So let's end with this one powerful thought. After all the tips about diet and exercise and skincare, the real secret ingredient is your mindset. When you start improving your appearance, you start to feel more confident. And that confidence changes how you carry yourself, how you interact with the world. It creates this amazing positive feedback loop. Because at the end of the day, how you see yourself can be even more powerful than what you physically are.